Hello and welcome to the Wrapped in Jamie Crochet Along. This is the video for Square 4, Guarding His Right. My name is Petra. I am the designer of these patterns and I'm also your host for the Crochet Along. So today we're going to work on Square 4, Guarding His Right. And you can read the designer thoughts and a background story about this pattern in a different post, which is linked below. Okay, so let's get started. As always, we start with a magic circle, which I like to do this way, starting with a cross. Insert the hook, pull the yarn through, turn it around, and pull the yarn through the loop. I don't like working away tails, so I really love to work over the tails as I go. Some people like to start with a chain 1 for the round 1. I just do a bigger loop and start that way. Our repeat 4 times is single crochet into the magic circle or magic ring and chain 2. So we need to do 3 more of these. So that is the second repeat, third repeat, and the fourth repeat. And we pull the ring tight and slip stitch into this first single crochet. And you see, it's good that we had the loop a bit bigger. And now I just slip stitch into that. And that's round 1. For round 2, we chain 1, single crochet, chain 2 over the yarn, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet again into the chain 2 corner space. So that will be our corner for the remainder of the square. So the corner is always single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And then we find that first single crochet we made, or the next, and this will be a single crochet into that as well. And then we're already at the corner, so it's just one single crochet and then we do the corner, we work the corner again. And let's do this together. Just going into the corner, finding the next stitch. And here we already start to pull this apart, not apart, but to pull this to the side, to pull the corner to the side, because the first stitch likes to hide behind or under the second single crochet of the corner. In order to find it a bit easier, we just pull the corner to the side a little bit. And this is our fourth side, so we go into that single crochet, make sure not to slip stitch into the chain but into the top of the single crochet, the first single crochet that we made in this round. So this is your round 2. It will always be the same because that's just the start for us. In round 3 we go up with the chain 1. Oh, let's find that properly. Here we go. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the corner, finding that first stitch, make sure it doesn't hide. And in this case we start with a single crochet into the first stitch, then a single crochet in the back loop only, and then another single crochet, and we're back in the corner. So this is one side of the square. You should have 3 single crochet plus the 2 single crochet of the corner. So 1 of each corner means 2 single crochet altogether, plus the 3 in the middle is 5. Let's just quickly do the rest of this round together. So we start with a single crochet, then single crochet in the back loop only, and another single crochet, and then we're back in the corner. So quick, super easy and quick round. Single crochet, back loop, single crochet, and the corner. So in case you're wondering, I am based in Australia. I am German by descent, but I'm living in Australia, and the yarn I'm using is one that I got from a store called Spotlight here, and the yarn is a Flinders yarn, which is 100% cotton. So I'm making a single crochet in the last stitch of this round, and then I slip stitch into the first stitch that we made, and I'll meet you for round 4. So here we're back in round 4. We start with a chain 1 and a corner, and if this is your 4th square with me, you know that my squares are symmetrical, which means that once we hit the middle of the side, we work the stitches in reverse order, like we do in here. So we start with 2 single crochet, and the third, which is the middle of the side, is a single crochet in the back loop, which should be exactly above the single crochet in back loop from the previous round. So that is one of your checkpoints. There will always be some kind of checkpoints during the patterns, and this is one of them. So round 4 is very simple: 2 single crochet in the back loop, 2 single crochet. This gives you 7 stitches per side, including the single crochet from each corner. So go ahead and do the same on the other 3 sides, and then slip stitch into the first stitch of this side. If you have difficulty finding the first stitch, just put a stitch marker into the first single crochet in the top loops. Then you can just find them easily, and you know, this is the chain and this is the first single crochet. So just go ahead and do this on the 3 other sides, and we meet for round 5. So in round 5 we start as usual: chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, and then we find the first stitch and make a single crochet. Now we have a treble 2A 2B, which means from the next stitch, this is the stitch we would usually work in, but we don't. From here we go 1, 2 ahead and 1, 2 rounds below. So this is the front loop that we made earlier in round 3. So yarn over twice for the treble, insert the hook into this front loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Now because we have made a stitch instead of this one, we have to skip the one behind, and we do that, and we have a single crochet and then a single crochet in the back loop only, which is the middle of the side, and again you can check it should be exactly above the other back loop only stitches. Another single crochet, then we have a treble 2B 2B. So the 2 means how much, the first 2B means how much we go back, which is 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we go behind. That's what the B stands for. And we also go 1, 2 ahead. So it's the same front loop that we worked the other treble into. So again, yarn over twice, insert the hook in the same front loop, and work a treble as you usually would. Then again, we worked in the stitch last. This would have been our working current stitch. We skip that and just work a single crochet in the last single crochet of this side and one in the corner. If you find that treble is too long for you, try a half treble. It will shorten your stitch a little bit. If you find that you're really tight crocheter and it's just, you know, it's just warping your work, then just make this treble a double treble maybe, and try if that looks better for you. So try it out. I find that the treble usually works well for this one, but you have to find the one that works best for you. Okay, repeat that on the other 3 sides, and again slip stitch into the first stitch of this round, and we meet again for round 6. We are back in round 6, and if you ask me for one tip to give you to make crocheting these patterns a little bit easier, then it would be to find the rhythm. You see, in the previous round we started with a single crochet treble, single crochet back loop, single crochet treble, single crochet, and in this round we have 2 single crochet to start with, 1 and 2, and then again a treble. And this one is again a 2A 2B, which means from the current stitch we go 1 2 ahead and 1 2 below. So that is the front post or front loop of the stitch that is just 1 round higher than the previous round we worked into. It's 2 rounds below. So we work the treble, 2A, 2B. Again, we skip the stitch behind, which is the treble from the previous round, and work 3 single crochet. And the third single crochet should be directly above the single crochet from the previous round with the back loop only. So it's only the front loop left here. So we worked in the back loop only, which means we have already surpassed the middle of the side, and we're working in reverse, the stitches in reverse order. So again, a treble in the same loop as before. We skip the stitch behind, which is this one, and 2 single crochet. So in this round, and then we're back in the corner. So in this round, the rhythm is 2 1 3 1 2. Okay, so work this all the way around and slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, and that will be your round 6 done, and then we meet again for round 7. In round 7 we just need to be a bit careful with our counting, but as in the previous rounds, the stitches are very easy and very basic again. So we start with a single crochet, then we make a single crochet in the back loop only of the next 2 stitches. Back loop only. Now again a treble to A to B in the front loop of the stitch 2 rounds below and 2 stitches ahead. So it may be hidden a little bit behind that treble from the previous round. We skip again that stitch behind, and now we make 3 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 3. And we have already surpassed our middle again, which means we go in reverse order. We have another treble, this time to B, 2 stitches behind and 2 rounds below. We skip the stitch behind, 2 single crochet in the back loops only, and the last stitch is a normal single crochet through both loops, plus the corner. So here we go. Still very easy, and you can see the pattern coming along quite quickly. We crochet around, you and I, and then we meet again for round 8. So just slip stitch into the first stitch at the end of this round, and then we will be back for round 8. So we're back for round 8 in our square 4, guarding his right. And you can read the background story in one of the posts on the website. Again, this is quite easy. Basic stitches, 2 single crochet. Make sure to let me go back. Make sure that you find the first stitch after the corner always, just by pulling aside the corner a little bit. It's easier to find. So we start with 2 single crochet, single crochet in the back loop of the next 2 stitches, and your first checkpoint will be to see whether these back loop stitches are above the back loop stitches from the previous round. If you have difficulty finding your back loop stitches, what you can do is you could just mark them with stitch markers so that they are easier to find in later on in the next round. So either these and these as well if you like. I'm just going to show you on these ones. So now we make 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then again single crochet in the back loops only of the next 2 stitches. And we finish with 2 single crochet. 1 and 2. And then we're in the corner already. So go ahead, either mark all of your front loops or just the one you think you find a bit difficult to find, but maybe just try to find those front loops only and start to see them, then you won't have to mark as much. But if you feel like your marking is fine with me, don't mind it, then just do that. Okay. Oh, I will continue to work around on all three sides and then slip stitch into the first single crochet that we made in the corner, and then see you back in round 9. Alrighty, so we are in round 9, which means we are almost halfway through. So we start the side with a single crochet, then a treble to A to B again. So again, from the working stitch here, we got 1, 2 ahead and 1, 2 below. So if you marked the front loops, that is where we work the treble into. So yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then again we skip the stitch that is behind the one we just worked, and we work 1 single crochet and single crochet in the back loops only of the next 2 stitches, and then again a single crochet. And now we work a treble to B, which means we go back 2 stitches, 1, 2, and 2 rounds below, 1, 2. So that's here. That's the blue one. We go back into that front loop. Yarn over twice first. Back into the front loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again. We skip the stitch behind, and then we have 1 single crochet, and this single crochet is the middle of the side and your checkpoint, so it should be in the middle above all those front loops that we worked. Single, 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 single in the middle. Yeah, so that is your checkpoint. Again, we have a treble to A to B, so we go 1, 2 ahead and 1, 2 rounds below. If you have trouble finding because you did not use stitch markers, new 1, 2, you'll see that this is the treble that we made, and the stitch directly beside here is giving you the front loop. Yes, so that's the one we work in. Okay, with a treble. And then we skip the stitch behind again. Single crochet in the back loops only of the next 2 stitches, another single crochet, and then we go back with a treble to B to B, and again we go back 1, 2, 1, 2. So that is the front loop that is beside the one we just worked in. Again a treble, so skip the stitch behind and a single crochet in the last stitch on this side, and then the corner. So you see how Jamie and Ian are starting to drift apart a little bit. Here they were very close, going in the same front loop, and here they're drifting a little bit apart. They're in different front loops. Yep. So one side's Jamie, one side's Ian, whichever you like, and they're guarding each other's right or left, and then yeah, they will come further apart. So that's the idea behind the square, and you can see that translated into the pattern if you choose to see that. So work all 3 sides and then close with a slip stitch into the first stitch here, into the first single crochet that we made into the corner, and then we meet again in round 10. So we're back in round 10, and round 10 is essentially a repeat of round 9, with the only difference that in round 9 we start with 1 single crochet, and here we start with 2 single crochet after the corner. But then again we have a treble 2A to B, which goes in the front loops of the stitches 2A to B, 2 ahead, 2 rounds below. And how clever was that? I wanted to show you what it would look like when you're using stitch markers and placed it in the wrong round. Yeah, but well, you get the idea. And then we single crochet in the back loop of the next 2 stitches, just like we did in the previous round. Single crochet again, and those should be exactly above the others from 1 round below, and they are. So again, a treble 2B, 2B, 2 behind, 2 rounds below, 2 stitches behind, 2 rounds below. So of course we skip the stitch behind. We have 1 single crochet in the middle. Then again a treble 2A to B, 2 stitches ahead, 2 rounds below. Skip the stitch behind, single crochet, 2 single crochet in the back loops only, and again another single crochet, a treble 2B to B, going behind and below. So that's, in case you missed that, that is the front loop beside the other one. Skip the stitch behind and end the side with 2 single crochet and a single crochet for the corner. Alrighty, so there you have it, round 10. Again, a very easy round, and you can repeat that on the other 3 sides and slip stitch into the top, into the top of the first single crochet in the corner when you have finished the 4th side. So that's round 10. We meet again in round 11. Round 11 is again very similar to round 10, with one exception, which is that we start the round with 3 single crochets in the back loops only. So single crochet in the back loop only for the next 3 stitches. Then the next stitch again is a treble 2A to B in the front loop. Let me do this again. In the front loop of the stitch 2 ahead and 2 rounds below. We skip the stitch behind, and we have that single crochet 2 back loop single crochet group again. And the next stitch again is a treble 2B to B. So we go back in the front loop beside the one we just worked into just now. we skip the stitch behind, and again you see we've got this wonderful row of single crochet one above the other, and that's what we want. Then we have the treble 2A to B again, just like we did on the other side. So that's a repeat. Skip the stitch behind, then the single crochet, 2 back loop, single crochet group. So 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the back loops only, and then a single crochet again. And the treble 2B, 2B. Into the front loop, 2 stitches behind and 2 rounds below. Skip the stitch behind, and then we have 1, 2, 3 single crochet left, and we single crochet in the back loops only of those stitches, and then we're in the corner. Go through all. So okay, so see, try to find the rhythm in a round. We've got those 3, then we have the treble, then this single crochet, back loop, single crochet group, the treble, single crochet, treble, the group, treble, and then the back loops. You won't even have to look at the patterns anymore if you try to find, just catch that as a group, the stitches, not as single stitches. Try to see the groups, and then it'll be so much easier. Okay, so go ahead and crochet around all 3 sides, and then slip stitch into the first single crochet, and we meet in round 12. If you are following the pattern with the written instructions, you have to read round 12 carefully, so not to miss one of the repeats. But we start with 4 single crochet, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have 1 repeat starting with a treble 2A to B, so that's just as before, a treble into the stitch 2 ahead and 2 rounds below in the front loop. We skip the stitch behind the one we just made, and now we make 4 single crochet, so we don't have that single crochet back loop group anymore, it's just a 4 single crochet group. And then we make the treble 2B to B, so 2 stitches back, 2 stitches behind, and 2 rounds below. And then we have we skip that stitch behind, and we have 1 single crochet. Because we are in the middle of the side again now, our repeat starts here with the next stitch, which is the treble 2A to B. Oops. So let's just find the front loop. Here it is. So that's the treble. We skip the stitch behind, and again 4 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the treble 2B to B. So 2 stitches back and 2 rounds below. We skip the stitch behind, and remember we started the round with 4 single crochet, so we skip this one, and we end the round with 4 single crochet. Because we do the repeat, we have that 1, single crochet. So when we have the repeat starting here, the treble, 4 single, treble, 1 single. The next repeat is the treble, 4 single, treble, 1 single. So we have only three left. So that's the single, and then 3 stitches left before we are back in the corner. So that's why in the pattern you have 4 stitches, 4 single crochet in the beginning, but it reads as if there are only 3 in the end, but that's because there is this single crochet from the repeat already. So very easy. Again, you see it's really simple. Just go around and slip stitch into the top of the single crochet, and then we meet again in round 13. Round 13 is the last round before we make those third loops. So it's the last round of the inner part of the inner square. So let's get started with it. We start with a chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the corner, and then we have 3 trebles, and these are trebles 2A, 2B, which means we are going from the current stitch 1, 2 ahead, 1, 2 rounds below in those front loops that are left from the back loops that we made. So yarn over twice, find the first front loop, and treble. Again, yarn over twice, treble in the next front loop. And a third one. So now we have to be careful to find the first of those 3 stitches that we need to skip. So this is the first, second, third, which means we have to work into this stitch. If you're unsure, you need to have 2 stitches left before this treble. That will be the correct stitch you need to work into next. So 1, 2 single crochet, and then we have a treble 2A to B again, which may be a little bit hidden, well, the front loop may be a little bit hidden that we need to work into. So it's a front loop, 2 stitches ahead and 2 rounds below. We skip the stitch behind, and now it is 4 single crochet. So it's not the front loop group anymore, it's just 4 single crochet like we did in the previous round as well. Treble 2B, 2B, 2 stitches behind, 2 rounds below in the front loop that is beside the front loop we just worked in. And then we have a single crochet. So now we do this whole block again. So treble 2A to B in the front loop, skip the stitch behind, 4 single crochet, 3 and 4, and then treble 2B to B, going behind, 2 stitches behind and 2 rounds below in the front loop. Again, that is beside the other we just worked in. Skip the stitch behind, and we have 1 single crochet through all loops. So that's the same as here, as as this block. The treble, 4 single, treble, 1 single. So that's treble, 4 single, treble, 1 single. We're making 2 single crochet, and then we have only 3 single crochet left. which we skip because we work into the front loops 2 rounds below. So we're going back 1, 2 stitches here in this round. We go 1, 2 rounds below. So we work those trebles behind. One, two, three. Okay, we checked we had 3 stitches left on this side, and because we made 3 stitches in the front of them, we skip the ones behind and we work directly into the corner. So 3 treble, 2 single, treble ahead, 4 single, treble behind, 1 single, treble ahead, 4 single, treble behind, 1 single, and then another single plus the 3 trebles behind, and that is round 13. So once you've repeated this on all 3 other sides, we just slip stitch into the first single crochet as always, and then we meet again for round 14. In round 14 we have the single crochet in the third loops. Now I know that some of you don't like the third loops and have come up with ideas how to avoid them or how to do them differently. Some people will make back post single crochet around here all the way through, which will also give you the same effect, and others we do the third loops. So with this round we find the third loop if we go back, so front loop, back loop, and here the third loop is a bit difficult to find, but quite easy to get in, and you find these ones are super easy to get in. Should be. They're usually quite loose if you have the trebles or even HDCs. And another one. So if you find that this is a very difficult round for you, you can, as I said, either choose to do the back post single crochet, or you can, instead of making the single crochet in these round in round 13, make HDCs in round 13, and I'll put that in the written instructions as well. Then if you have the HDCs, then it will be quite easy to get into the third loops. Yeah, okay, so whichever way you do, choose one, either back post single crochet or single crochet in the third loops. Do this all the way around. Make sure that you have 25 stitches between the corners, so 25 into either the third loops or 25 back post single crochet, and then you have the single crochet of the corner on each side. So altogether it's 27, but 25 between the corner single crochets. So we will meet again in round 15 when you and I have done round 14. So we are in round 15, where we start with a chain 1 and then the corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, finding the first stitch, which is this one for us, and make 4 single crochet, 2, 3 and 4. Now we're starting a repeat, and the repeat is single crochet in the back loop only, single crochet, and then back loop only, 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we do this again, single crochet in the back loop only, single crochet in the next, back loop only, and then 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then we have another single crochet in the back loop only, single crochet in both loops, and back loop only. And we're left with 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the corner. Okay, so very simple, very easy. Just do it around all 3 other sides and join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. I do the same, and then we'll meet in round 16. If you follow the written instructions for the square, in round 16 you have to read them quite carefully because there is a repeat within the repeat. So let's go through it slowly. We start with 3 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3, and then our big repeat starts with a treble, 2A, 1B. So that is from the working stitch, 1, 2 ahead and 1 below. So in the front loop we made in the previous round, in round 15. We skip the stitch behind, which is this one, and then in our next stitch we'll make a single crochet, then a single crochet in the back loop twice. So again a single crochet and a single crochet in the back loop, and then we make another single crochet. Then we have a treble, 2B, 1B, which means 2 behind and 1 below, and that is the next front loop that we work in, that we have available to work in. I should have started with yarn over twice for the treble. Skip the stitch behind, and then there is a single crochet. So that is the end of the big repeat. Our small repeat was single crochet back loop. We had that twice, and the big repeat is now this, starting with the treble 2A 1B, treble ahead, and ending with single crochet after the treble behind. So we start again, treble 2A 1B, current stitch, 1 2 ahead, 1 round below. So that's the front loop. And the treble, we skip the stitch behind, which is this one, and single crochet in the next, starting our small repeat, single crochet in the back loop only. Again, so repeat that, single crochet in the back loop only, and another single crochet. And then we have the treble 2B, 1B, 2 behind, 1 below. Ending this repeat, skip the stitch behind with the single crochet again. So and we have this repeat one more time, so 3 times altogether. Treble 2A, 1B, skip the stitch behind, this one, single crochet, back loop, single crochet, back loop, single crochet, then treble behind in the next front loop, skip the stitch behind, ending with a single crochet, and then another 2 single crochet to finish the side and the corner. Yeah, so you've checked in round 14. You should have had 25 stitches between the corners and the corner stitches. In round 15 you would have had 29 stitches altogether on each side, and in round 16 you will have 31 stitches, and those include the corner stitches, the corner single crochets on either side. So go ahead, repeat on the other 3 sides, rewind, try to see the patterns again. Yeah, you see how Jamie and Ian are moving further apart. So we had the same front loop, we had front loops side by side, and here we have the front loop in between. It doesn't mean that they don't like each other anymore. It only means that they have come further apart, each of them living their own lives and yeah, being away from each other, but still guarding each other's side, each other's weak side. In Jamie's case, that is the right side, because he is left-handed and has his sword in his left hand. So yeah, go ahead and slip stitch into the first single crochet at the end of the round, and we meet again in round 17. Round 17 of our square is basically a repetition again of round 16, except that in round 16 we started with 3 single crochet. Now we start with 4 single crochet. Make sure to find the first after the corner, which likes to hide behind the second single crochet that we make in the corner. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet. Now again we have a big repeat and a small repeat, and the big repeat starts like in the previous round with a treble to A1B, meaning we go 2 stitches ahead and 1 round below, just like we did in the previous round. We skip the stitch behind, and then we have this single crochet, back loop, repeating twice, single crochet, back loop only, and then another single crochet, and then we go back into the front loop, 2 stitches behind and 1 round below, again with a treble called 2B, 1B, 2 behind, 1 below, and a single crochet will then conclude our first repeat. So we do the same again, treble 2A, 1B, skip the stitch behind this one, single crochet in the back loop only, single crochet, back loop only, another single crochet, and then the treble behind and below in the front loop, go through two, go through two, go through two, skip the stitch behind, single crochet. See, our second repeat, and one more. Going ahead, 2 stitches ahead, 1 round below with a treble, skip the stitch behind, single crochet in the next, single crochet in the back loop only, single crochet in the next, back loop only, and single crochet in the next one. Then we have a treble 2, B1, B2 behind, 1 round below, skip the stitch behind, and end the round with 4 single crochet, or end the side with 4 single crochet, and then the corner. So repeating, see, very easy, just a repeat of the other, and because we're increasing, so we have 1 more single crochet at the beginning. If you find the front loops hard to find, you can use stitch markers and just place them in those front loops like that and like that. So in the next round you'll find them quite easily, and then we meet again in round 18. So we're back in round 18, which we start with a chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the corner space, and then 5 single crochet. Three, 4, and 5. And again, oh, they're all tangled up now. Maybe should have closed them. So again, if you have trouble finding, the stitch markers are good to show where to locate the front loops only. I find them a bit annoying, to be honest. So I will take one out, and the one we just took out indicates the front loop in which we make our treble 2A, 1B. And we skip the stitch behind, and now instead of making the single crochet, back loop, single crochet like we did in previous rounds, we have 5 single crochet across until we are on the other side of this repeat, so between those trebles, and then we make another treble into the next front loop here. We skip the stitch behind, 1 single crochet, and then the next repeat starts. Treble into the front loop, 2 stitches ahead, 1 round below, skip the stitch behind, 5 single crochet, 5, treble behind, 2 stitches behind, 1 round below into the front loop, and 1 single crochet, and another repeat, treble ahead, skip the stitch behind, 5 single crochet, and 5, treble behind, and we end again with 5 single crochet. Five and a corner. So there you go. You'll feel that your square will wibble and wobble a little bit. That's because of all those front loops. If you find that a treble is too much, try a half treble. If you're a really tight crocheter and you feel that a treble is not long enough, yeah, then just do a double treble, or let them loose. Make a loose treble, or try to make a loose treble. Then when you've done all 4 sides, slip stitch into the first single crochet of the corner, and then your round 18 will be done, and we're almost finished. We've got 1 more round to go, and we meet in round 19, our last round. Our round 19 is pretty straightforward because it is only single crochet across. You should have 37 stitches, including the single crochet from the corner in the end, and round 19 will in fact be the last round for this square if you are choosing to make the border that is designed to go around all of the squares in season 1 and season 2 except for the Claire square. If you want to make the border, then after making round 19, it's a great idea to switch over to the border pattern, which is separate for that reason, because we just repeat. And if you don't want to do the border, so after round 19 you will make round 20 then, and this will be like we did in round 14, a round where you either single crochet in the 3rd loops or you make the back post single crochet. If you find it very difficult to find those 3rd loops, instead of making single crochet in round 19, I suggest to make HTCs like that. If you do that all the way around, it will not only be easier to find the 3rd loops, but also if you choose to do back post single crochet, you see that the 3rd loops are really distinct and quite easy to find. So if you wanted to go into the 3rd loops here, that's just them, and they're really easy to find. So that would be an alternative, but don't mix and match those. Choose one, either single crochet or half double crochet HTCs for the complete round, and then you slip stitch into the first single crochet of the corner when you've done that. So I will see you for the border if you choose to do one. Otherwise you do round 20, just as you did round 14, and we see each other in one of the next videos or in one of the previous ones. Okay, enjoy. If you like it, please tell your friends. Remember to tag me in your social networks when you share your square so I can admire it and that I can give you a thumbs up or a like. And remember to subscribe to this channel so you get automatically updated when I upload a new video. Alrighty, so enjoy the pattern and we meet again for the next one. Bye for now.